I've always wanted to get to a point where I do the zoomy zoom with the camera, and it's fair to say, I think I've now made it in life. I can retire a happy man. That is peak content production right there. I'm living out my dream right now. But what's happening, guys? I thought I would kind of jump on before we get into this building the strength solution and give a little bit of an overview into why I started this kind of series. Now, this YouTube channel is great for two reasons. Number one, as a little bit of an extension to the Instagram, so I can provide some longer form content for you guys to give you more structure, more clarity, and more detail on ultimately what steps you need to take to step up as the go-to player. And I'm going to kind of document all the lessons that I've learned from coaching and playing and bring them down into weekly videos so you can then go and implement this to your own training and hopefully get better results. But as a second thing, I wanted to create this YouTube channel as a little bit of a behind the scenes and giving you an insight into what exactly I'm doing on a day-to-day basis to kind of build the strength solution. Now, I've always been fascinated with the YouTube side of things, and I've always been fascinated with kind of watching these sorts of videos. And I remember growing up from the ages kind of like 14 to 18, it was heavily dominated by spending my time watching Christian Guzman, Matt Ogus, you know, all the likes of the people that were in the golden era of the YouTube. I used to sit down and religiously watch them, and I was so invested in their journey. Now, I'm not saying I'm ever going to be one of those people, and I aspire to be there. But when I first started building this brand, I remember being sat in the spare room in there filming an Instagram video. It was 60 seconds long, the video, and it took me 3 hours. And I never, ever thought I'd get to the point where I am now with business, where I'm working with kind of over 50 people on a weekly basis. And I've like had results with over 300 people. And business has grown to a point where we're helping people in South Africa, Belgium, Dubai. We've had people from like several different parts of the world. And that's just mad to realize, because I didn't even plan on really going down this route. And all growing up, I was into the maths, the physics, and I was going to study engineering. And my gramp said, you know, if you're never a doctor, a lawyer, a dentist, any of those jobs, and you haven't really got a job. So I always thought that was the only path. But while I was watching those kind of YouTube videos from before, I just had a burning obsession and a passion for fitness. And to be honest, it probably changed my life. I remember being downstairs in the basement gym that I had, and it was one of those things where I would write programs for people, and I would, you know, just coach people every single day. I'd have people coming in and out the gym, and I was doing it because I just loved it. And I never ever thought I'd make this my kind of job. And when I actually made the decision to kind of sack off the maths and engineering and go to Cardiff Met to study S&C, everyone looked at me and was like, what are you doing? And to be where I am now, I'm super grateful for the kind of support that I've had along the journey from you lot. And I just wanted to kind of take you on, because I've got a goal of making the Strength Solution one of the leading S&C coaching programs for athletes, point blank. I want to create something that goes far beyond myself, and I want to be able to help and start to change how people view S&C at the grassroots level of rugby. And, you know, I never always wanted to do that. I always wanted to go work in pro sport, but I actually want to give away. 6 years ago, I want to give away to do my level 2 and level 3 PT qualifications, and I took it, and then I realized that, you know what, there is a market for this, and I've been grateful enough to be able to kind of help people along the way. And, you know, I've traveled to Fort Lauderdale to travel with the Kilo crew. I'm heading out to Amsterdam to learn from those lot, and I've had some of the best mentors that I've had the pleasure of working alongside with. And, you know, I just want to kind of document some of that, because I think it's going to be cool for me to look back, and I think it'll be cool for you guys to come along on the journey. And it's, yeah, pretty cool to be back in, you know, the home where I grew up and watched all these people doing something that they've done. And yeah, cool. So this is what this series is going to be about. Going to be about not just showing you what to do, but how I do it, why I do it, and ultimately the thing that I'm bringing to you guys. So I appreciate each and every one of you for kind of coming along this journey. If you decide to skip off, guess what? Fine by me. I'll just waffle to the camera. But yeah, it'll be an interesting one. It's been a bumpy ride so far, and I think it's going to be even bumpier. So yeah, I'm excited to have you along for the journey. What's happening, people? I hope we're all good. So it is currently 4:30 Tuesday. We are heading to a swimming pool for a swimming lesson, not for myself, but for the incredible Tony Stark, aka Mr. Matt Watkins, who is going through a little bit of an Ironman process. We got 7 weeks out from the 10B Ironman, where he's going to do his first ever Ironman, coming off the back of 2 meniscus injuries that has kind of kept him out. And prior to actually signing up to this Ironman, he'd done 0 running and he'd done even less swimming, in all honesty. So we're going to a pool to seek the help of a professional. Now, I'm always a firm believer that if you're out your depth, you don't know what you're doing, and you're looking for a result, the best thing that you can do is hire a professional to help you through, and that is exactly what we are doing today. So I will take you through his swim lesson and share with you some wonderful tips from a man a lot more experienced than myself, because the only swimming I do is on holidays and I sink. Not too sure whether it's the all-inclusive buffet or the fact that I just can't swim, so who knows, but stay tuned. Closing thoughts?
Feeling good, bro. Come in for the swim session. The professor he's done his job, bro. He's taught me a fucking couple of lessons. It's good, you know. Feeling good. Swimming, I mean, getting that fixed today. Bike, pushing that the next couple of weeks. And the running, just surviving. It's all the mental game then.
There he is, Tony Stark.
Yeah, man.
Flash. We love to see it. So we're just having some breakfast now. We're sat down. We've done work block number 1 of the day. I like to almost split my work blocks up into 2. I find that I can really seriously just put myself in a hole. I can kind of sit there, 2-3 coffees and just work. But what tends to happen is brain goes a little bit dead and I'm absolutely useless for the rest of the day. So today we're taking a little bit of a different approach. We're preparing for the webinar that we're delivering tonight. So this morning was about going to a coffee shop, getting the creative juices flowing and actually drafting up the structure for it. After breakfast now, we're going to sit down, we're going to kind of map the presentation style out and actually kind of put the pieces of the puzzle together. We're then taking a trip home, which is going to be very, very interesting. I haven't been home for a while. And then we're meeting up with a nutritionist who's going to come give some advice and potentially do a little bit of a work with some of our athletes. So it's one of those things where I always like to try and outsource. And I think, you know, getting someone in for the job is probably the best thing for this point in time. So we are going to tuck into some breakfast right meow. Look at this bad boy. 6 eggs, 2 crumpies. So we just rocked up at the coffee shop and we're going to be heading in now to chat with Chanel. Chanel is a nutritionist and she's someone that has worked with Welsh rugby, Cardiff football, I think Welsh football as well. And essentially, I'm trying to outsource a little bit, like I said earlier, and get some help for an athlete. So stay tuned. Be an interesting conversation. It'll be quite nice to see, you know, the insights she can give in terms of how to help people better. And that's the main goal of the Strength Solution, is to provide people better results and give them the clarity, confidence and culture. That is it. So I'm not too sure where this YouTube video is going to go or what it's for, but I know that one day I want to be able to build a high performance facility for athletes that gives them a container for them to express themselves and really, really develop. And it's currently 8th of August, 2024. I've got the equipment here to a certain degree. Did a little bit of investing during lockdown. And yeah, hopefully when the time is right, I'll be able to look back on this video and almost take stock of where I'm at right now. Thank myself for chucking the fucking work in. Who knows? I'm going to try and dig out. I remember throughout this period of time, it's going to be hard to find, but I remember building or drawing on, I think it was on a 20 kilo plate. So we'll actually check this side. But I remember kind of building or drawing out a document, like, not a documentary, what the fuck am I on about? I remember drawing a diagram, that's the word that I'm looking for, on one of these boxes, and on the diagram was how I wanted the gym to be laid out. This could be tough. We're going to dig this one out now. So it turns out this, am I zoomed in? Oh, I was. So it turns out this wasn't actually too hard to find, right? I even did some of the maths in true Joel fashion. I was like, you know what? I am going to draw out how I want it to look. Nothing's changed. Oh, fucking up. Oh, I drew it on the 20. Essentially, this is the business plan, right? We've got the playpen right here. This is the kind of the dream one day to open up that gym. We've got 6 squat racks, 1, 2, 3. We've got a dumbbell platform. We've got a little coffee shop. Got some open floor space. We've got a turf going up the middle. One day this will all come to fruition. This is me casa, right? And I was chilling at home. You know, you've seen the videos that's been going on. I've been at home with the mother bear, living the dream, and I have a text from the landlord, and the landlord says, you need to kind of get home. The coffee shop, which we live on top of, they are a bit nervous because there was a sketchy guy, right? There was a sketchy guy in the coffee shop, and they were like, we feel like you could be robbed. So please can you come in and shut your... We live on the top floor, right? We live on the top floor. Very hard to get access. So decided, you know what? Just in case, I'm going to come back and what are those? Fucking scumbags. Scumbags everywhere. Could be all for nothing. Or I could walk up the stairs now, get absolutely jumped, and there's nothing here. But it has forced my hand to actually get some home insurance. Who'd have thought? Being an adult now. And just so happens. Bam, bam, bam. Nah, all good. All clear. Pick up, Samuel. Pick up. Oh, there he is. What's happening, brother?
Oh, man.
You want to say hello, brother?
Oh, hello.
Oh, what's going on? Whenever it comes to educational the business, I will impulse buy absolutely everything. No questions asked. The next thing on the list is the Sam Portland, the speed system. Now, as you can tell, that is a man that is very, very happy to be writing a book. But I've chatted with Sam a little bit over on Instagram, and to be honest, I've binge-watched most of his stuff. And he specialises in team sport speed. And you know what? It's the thing that I'm probably the least well-versed in. So I'm going to try and learn from some of the goats to be able to bring the ultimate team sport sprinter to the strength solution. That is the goal. So the good news is, as we kind of look through the book, there's a couple of things, right? There's diagrams, which means that I can actually get through the book. There's more diagrams, and there's more diagrams, which means that this whole book is actually very accessible for myself. I can read now. So I'm going to give this a little bit of a bash. Probably take me a good couple of months to finish that. But hopefully it means that we'll be able to bring some better speed content to the pitch. Sorry. So today is actually a very, very good day. We've managed to actually box programs off before a weekend, which means I can have a weekend of fun. Don't have to worry about programming. We've got 2 more calls left today. We've got an in-person session with Dylan. He's one of the youth athletes we're working with, and to be honest, is one of my favourite days of the week. We really have made some massive progress, and I might share some of that as kind of like a little bit of a side to this, but honestly it's been a productive day so far. If you didn't know, Stormzy and Chase of Status have released a song, and it is fucking fire. Programming fuel, about to catch a train home like a productive workman, and then yeah, job's good then. Beautiful day, Sam Divine tomorrow, La Bosh. Come on.
Well,
What a week it has been. It is now Sunday, 9 p.m, and the dust has settled on a crazy week. We've had a lot of fun, a lot of fitness, and ultimately I've given you an insight into the behind the scenes of what goes on at the Strength Solution. And as I introduced, I want this series to be about me documenting the behind the scenes stuff. So that does mean setting up a tripod from 3 different angles to walk to the train station. Gosh, who'd have thought? But this series is a little bit more than just kind of rugby and, the fitness side of things. I want to give you an inside scoop into the business and how we're actually trying to grow the Strength Solution to be, one of the go-to brands for strength and conditioning for athletes. And I've mentioned in the series that, it's 55 athletes on the roster, spanning kind of 7 different countries, I think it is. And the next step of the expansion is what we're going to kind of tap into next week, where essentially we're looking at what we can do to further the brand, and that is bring another coach on. There is only one of me. My time is quite limited at the minute, juggling kind of the athletes that I'm working with and ultimately trying to keep myself sane in the process. And we've got a couple of calls lined up tomorrow, actually, with some coaches that could potentially fit the build for people that we're looking to bring on and help, bring good results to our athletes and really start to solidify how many people we can work with. Like I said, I want to grow this to 100 athletes, and I can't do that by myself. So we're going to be documenting all those things going forward. So time for me to kick my feet up, have a little bit of a relax. But thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next one.
Peace.